Imagine trying your hardest and still watching someone else get picked every single time. After a while, people stop believing in themselves. Have you ever worked harder than everyone else and still watched someone else get chosen? That feeling changes people. Not because they're weak, but because being ignored repeatedly slowly destroys confidence. Favoritism hurts in a strange way. Because sometimes you're not rejected. You're simply invisible. And after a while, people stop trying where they don't feel seen. Starts early. In classrooms, one student gets praised for everything. Another gets ignored no matter how hard they work. Eventually, the ignored student stops raising their hand, not because they're lazy, because their brain learns, why try if someone else is already chosen? Be honest, did you ever lose motivation because someone else was always the favorite? Most people have. At home, favoritism becomes even deeper. One child gets freedom. The other gets pressure. One child gets understanding. The other gets compared. And some children grow up believing love must be earned. The dangerous part is people rarely talk about this pain. Because from the outside it looks small. But constantly feeling second place changes how people see themselves. Some become quiet. Some become jealous. Some stop believing in themselves completely. Even friend groups have favorites. There's always one person everyone protects. And another person everyone forgets. The one who walks behind the group. The one nobody notices becoming quieter. Then adulthood begins. And favoritism becomes politics. Sometimes promotions don't go to the hardest worker. They go to the most liked person. And that realization breaks people. Because effort feels meaningless when bias controls the outcome. What hurts more? Failing fairly or losing because someone else was already preferred. Psychologists call this learned helplessness. When people feel ignored for too long, their brain slowly gives up trying. Not because they lack talent, but because humans need recognition to stay motivated. Everyone wants to feel chosen somewhere. Here's the truth nobody tells you. Favoritism says more about the environment than about your value. Some places only reward familiarity. Some people only notice what feels comfortable to them. That does not mean you are less important. Stop begging to be chosen by people who cannot see your worth. Not everyone will recognize your value. And that's okay. Your job is not to chase validation forever. Your job is to keep growing until your presence becomes impossible to ignore. Because sometimes the people who felt unseen the longest become the strongest later in life. Have you ever experienced favoritism? Comment your experience below. Someone out there probably feels the same way.